Well, hello everyone. Hello, guys and girls. In a minute, I will be joined by Cheeky Joe. She's still recovering from COVID, but she is going to be here, so that's very exciting. So, today we are going to talk about how to rebuild trust after having lost it 110% at a time and why this is so important. And well, let me add to let me add this to what I just said. And I'm just going to read this out loud. It makes it just so much easier. Um, I believe that when you have trust issues, you need to aim for building up your trust back to at least 110% of what it was before, and from there on, keep rebuilding it. I believe that when you have a highly responsible job, especially being in charge of company and staff, or and when you are a parent, this is even more important as you are the one setting the example. Walk the walk, talk the talk. In addition, I believe that by rebuilding, we can trust. Hi, Zen. Um, in addition, I believe that that trust can be rebuilt once we have the right tools and proper support and we know how to use them. And in this life, I will explain how to do it, why, and what to do. So, if I don't like one thing, then it's reading from whatever I've written down. It just doesn't work. I'm so much better when I do things on top of mind. But that's the thing when things are going live. Um, oh, those things happen. Hi, Zen. Tiki Joe should be coming up. I don't know where she is, but she said she was ready, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. So I don't know. We shall see her in a little bit. Anyway, this live was inspired by a number of people. What camera am I using? My camera not good? Oh, you. Hi there,
Oh, there we
Sam.
go. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
What's with the camera?
Okay, I'm gonna go outside so I can talk to you. Oh goodness, let me see. Um, hold on, 1 second, 1 second.
Don't you just love this guy? He is an expression for anything Marvel. It's so good. This is a guy who's living and breathing confidence and authenticity. And you can tell it when you look at him.
Okay, I can hear you now. Let me see.
Hi there, Sam. So what's
Hello.
about the camera?
Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay.
can. I can hear you and I can see you.
Woo. Okay, I can take
Oh,
this off.
there he is.
I'm outside. I'm outside now. If she see me, she was like, "No, put that back up." So, okay. So let me go over here, but there's nobody yet. Like you can see like where we out here shopping. Okay, so what I was saying was, oh, that's so much better. What I was saying is that your camera, you look good. Your camera is clear. It's
Oh,
so like I'm like thinking, what camera are you using? You're not using your computer
I'm
camera.
using my iPad, but I changed location.
Oh, okay. Because before, like when you would come on my show, you'd be a little blurry sometimes, but this is like really, really clear. So I'm
Oh,
like, she must.
is with the with both lights on, but I just changed location a little bit, so the lights is on
Oh,
both sides. So I don't even think I need to use these. I think I
yeah,
can do it without.
but it's so clear right now. It's yeah. No, you should put the light back on. The light is better. It's like it's a very clear. Um, like my phone is very clear, which is really good. My phone is clear. But sometimes on my show, man, I keep going back and forth with my camera. I don't use my webcam anymore. Anyways, I'm still I have a Sony ZV-1 I'm using now, and I think you had a Canon, right?
I have a Sony Mark III.
Oh, a Mark III. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you don't use that one for your streaming.
No, no, I don't. I just use my iPad. It works just fine. But
There you go.
where I'm sitting now, there's light from this side on my right, and there's light on that
But
side
are
on my
you but are you using are you wired in or are you doing a Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Okay, wow, that's even better because sometimes the Wi-Fi is not as stable.
Yeah, true. And
It is
I've
it's
experienced
cold
that.
here in Vegas. It's cold. Look how much clothes I got on. It's cold
Yeah,
here in
I can
Vegas.
tell.
Yesterday we had a t-shirt and jeans on. Now we
Yeah,
got it's cold now. I need to put my gloves on. It's cold. My hands are cold. I
yeah.
mean, it's probably only. I think
Oh.
it's like. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's like 40 degrees. It's not that cold, but for me it's cold because I'm allergic to cold weather. So how you been doing?
Well, I've been doing great. Joe, of course, has had COVID. She's still suffering from COVID.
She's still suffering.
Yes, she is.
Oh, Joe, poor Joe.
So she isn't positive again anymore. So that's a good thing. But she
Yeah,
still is dealing with the results. Lots of antibiotics.
well,
As for me,
we got to be
you
there for her
know,
because yeah, my
yeah.
my I have two sisters. My one sister had COVID about a month ago, but I'll call her every day, so she's good. And then my other sister, she just got COVID a few days ago, so
Oh,
I gotta call her every day, you know.
yeah.
But it's just my goodness, man. And I think the Queen of England got COVID.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that could be correct. Yeah,
The Queen of England got
a lot of
COVID.
people do.
Man, I know it's just man. You gotta be careful out here, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
because
true.
the thing about COVID is this: no one knows how they're gonna react to it or what it might do to them until after the fact. So one person get COVID and it may affect them totally different. And then some people you never know because it does something to your brain, to your mind, where some people become hopeless, helpless, they give up. Some people they can fight through it. That's why when someone in my family has COVID, I call them every single day. They're
Yeah.
gonna hear this. They're gonna hear this voice of power, this voice of inspiration, this voice of confidence, this voice of hope. They're gonna hear this voice. So
Mhm.
whatever voice they have in their head, it got nothing compared to me.
Yeah, that's good.
So
That's good that you do so. By the way, did you know that Terry has been ill for a couple of weeks now as well? He doesn't have COVID, but
yeah, I talked to Terry. We've been chatting. We've been chatting last couple of days, but I thought he was much better now. So I know they missed
oh,
their
but he
show.
still doesn't have a
They
voice, but he has his appetite back.
they missed their show. They missed their show Friday,
Hmm.
and I was there like, hey, where you guys at? And then Bonnie told me that he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah,
So
I told him if he needed someone to cover for him, I gladly would have done so.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you got to just keep these. These people don't realize how much it takes to do these shows. I mean, it really is a sacrifice on our
yeah,
part because you got family, you got a business, you got things you got to do, and then you got to get your. I mean, people don't realize some of us make it. Well, I don't think I've made it look easy, but so I guess some people think it's easy. But it's like, yeah, y'all saw 3 days. 3 nights every week for 4 months straight.
Yeah.
I mean, doing it once a week is kind of, for me, at my mind, I said it was kind of easy. Twice is going to be challenging, but 3 times, I knew
Hi.
that was going to challenge my butt. But I'm saying people don't realize how much of a commitment, how much of a sacrifice it is to do these shows.
Zen!
Look who's
Zen!
Oh snap! What's going on?
Hiya!
Hello. So
Hello!
they set me up. They totally tricked me. I didn't even know it.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, a lot better,
I-
thank you. Getting there.
I'm cold. I'm cold, but that's nothing. You
No.
got that's nothing. I'm just I'm just outside, and I should be inside where it's warm at, but I can talk better outside.
Yeah.
Because
You know
right
what
now
he said
we are.
yesterday he was wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah.
What's the temperature there then? What's the temperature?
You know what? I'm thinking it's like in its 40s, maybe 30s. I don't know. I have to check Siri, but I have to check Siri. Oh, when she comes out, I ask her to check Siri. But it's cold. It's freaking cold. It's freaking cold, and I ain't nothing I could do about it. Oh, so right now she's still in there. Let me see. We at Cafe Rio. Do they have Cafe Rio where you guys live at?
What
Cafe
is,
Rio.
is that
Yeah.
a brand?
We have that here, yeah.
It's a Mexican grill place.
Yes, Cafe
Oh
Rio,
no,
yeah.
we don't have it in the Netherlands.
Yeah, we have one. We have a few here in London.
Are they
She's
good?
in there getting some.
Yeah.
Do you guys have called this place called Nothing But Cakes? Butt Cakes?
No.
No,
Yes.
we do have cake shops, but
Like butt
they're
cake.
different. We call them bakers here.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be eating this butt cake, but I need to be I like butt it tastes good.
Well, that's the whole goal.
Oh God. So
Hey,
Joe,
got a
we're
question,
happy you
Sam.
yes.
So we are going to talk about trust and how to regain trust again. So you said something very profound
Ooh.
when talking about all your sisters having COVID and all, and how you actually call people every day to let them know this is my voice, the voice of power. So do you think that's going to help them bring trust back?
Trust back to what?
Feeling good again, feeling
Listen,
themselves.
do you have access to a dictionary, like online? You have access to like pull up a dictionary?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Okay, pull it up. Check
No,
this
no,
out.
no. I was just
Oh,
looking
okay,
for
okay, okay.
your.
So if you look up, check this out. If you look at the word confidence, right, and
Yeah,
look up the definition of confidence, and if you go to the thesaurus, one of the words comes up is trust,
yeah,
right?
yes,
So when I call my sisters and I instill confidence in them, I'm instilling trust in their subconscious mind that
yeah,
you're going to be okay. Why? Because I trust you're going to be okay. I believe you're going to be okay. And even if you don't have the belief or the trust, you can believe in my trust and my belief that you're going to be okay. So my voice is very powerful with them, where they believe everything I tell them. Hey, babe, do me a favor. Can you find out how cold it is? Can you check Siri? Find out how cold it is. Where we go next? Back to the truck?
Yeah,
Okay.
Trader Joe's.
Okay, Trader Joe's?
well,
Okay.
Hey
I
Siri.
love what you say about.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'll tell you right now.
Hey Siri. What's the temperature outside? 45.
45 degrees. Oh my, that's cold. We used
I
to
need
like,
to
I
figure
like,
That's
I like it.
nothing.
It is in Celsius.
That's nothing.
I like it. I like it when it's like 60 or 65 or 70. Not 45.
Yeah, that's normal over here. That's
Here you go,
normal.
babe.
Hey, but Sen,
Okay, so I'm going back to the
going
truck
back
now.
to what
So
you just said.
yeah, okay.
What I
So what I'm saying is that when I call them, right, I know that when you are in pain and when you are sick and you're not feeling good, even if you're not sick, say you got a bad grade on your test score or whatever it might be, hit an argument with your boyfriend, whatever. There's pain, there's grief, there's hurt. My job is to come into their life and heal them, give them hope, give them confidence, make them feel that it's gonna be okay. You're gonna win. You're gonna beat this. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. That's what God created me, to make you believe in the belief I have. My
God
job is,
created Zan the man.
Yeah, and that's exactly
But-
why one of
but
the
you
points is support. That's one of those pillars to get trust back. And I love what you say. If they don't have trust in themselves, you have the confidence and trust for
But
them.
even if they have a little trust or a little belief or a little confidence, I'm gonna boost it up some more because I have a connection with them. Someone that has a connection with you has influence on you. Someone that has a connection with you has persuasion over how you think, feel, and act. And let me see. And so better to be inside of here. It's cold out there. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can't drive and talk, guys. It's against the rules. So I have to check out for right now. I hope you can still hear me. Let me see. Everything fall out my ear. Let me see.
Aren't you allowed to drive?
Ooh, it's
when
cold out there, ain't it, babe?
comes on?
Crazy thing standing out there.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I should have been out. That's crazy, right? Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so you guys have to talk because I have to close my phone for right now because I can't drive and talk. But once we get over there, I can get back on. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You can talk. So
Drive safe. Drive safe.
Okay. So let me put that here.
there is put in the background till you can talk again, Zen. Well, this is
All right,
interesting.
let's go to trip.
Yeah. So Zen is backstage right now. So I don't know if you heard my statement, but let's start with the statement. So today's show is about the need to build trust back up to 110%. And I think we believe that when you have trust issues, you need to aim for building up your trust back to at least 110% of what it was before, and from there on keep rebuilding it. As in taking little steps. I also believe that when you have a highly responsible job, whether it's as a parent or being in charge of a company and staff, it's even more important because you're setting the example, whereas others depend on you. And in addition, we believe trust can be rebuilt if you have the right tools and support, and you know how to use them. And in this life, you and I will be explaining what to do, how to do it, and why to do it. So, do you concur with the statement? I hope you do.
Which part? Which part shall I start with then?
Well, I am talking about 110%, which I mean is okay. It's like taking steps, but it's important to reach a little over that 100% from the last one, because you never know what's going to happen, and there will always be people who are chewing away.
Oh God, yes, I've had that plenty of times. Yes, it is. It's confidence is such a big part of your life, because that's what gets you to do the things you do and gets you the jobs that you want, and things like that. But when you have certain people that can knock your confidence down, whether it's through abuse, mental torture, speaking to you, talking about you, says things behind your back, and you find out, even the littlest things like that, it can knock your confidence 100%. It can really make you feel so like, oh my God, well, I don't want to go out. Well, these people are going to be thinking this of me. And that's all you put in your head. You think, oh my God, what's happening? You know, no one's going to talk to me no more, or, you know, no one's going to employ me, or because I'm stupid, or I'm this, or I'm that, you know. And it's things like that that can really, really, really knock you for six when people can be so nasty to somebody, you know. And building it up can take a while, depending on what you've actually been through, to how quick you could sort of try and get your confidence back. I mean, for me, my confidence still isn't 100%. It's probably, I'll say, what, 60 at the moment. It's getting better. It's getting better. But it's trust issues, trusting people. That's one of the hardest things when you've had this done to you. Oh, he's back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys. But
Finish for a sec.
oh, what was that?
I have Joe finish what she said for a
Oh,
sec.
go ahead, Joe. I
Yeah.
missed everything.
Trust is a big issue, obviously.
Yes.
That's why my confidence hit rock bottom. It was trust, and I've had quite a few people that's knocked my confidence with trust. Trusting someone I find it really hard to trust people now. It's, I think, where I had it done to me quite a few times, knocking my confidence and trusting people. But sometimes when you sort of meet a new person, or, you know, you start and you sort of get these doubts in your head. Can I trust them? Can't I? You know, it's can be so hard sometimes, as I said, depending on how much you've had of your confidence knocked out of you. And obviously trusting someone, because when you've had people do things to you quite a few times, it does make you think, oh my God, you know, can I trust anyone? Can I trust this person? Are they going to do the same? But we can't go ahead in our life, keep thinking, well, that one's going to do the same, or this one's going to do the same, because otherwise you'll never get anywhere. You would just be one of these people that will never trust. It's, you know, it's one of them things that.
Well, can I add something to this, Joe, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Listen, trust is a fragile thing. It really is. It's so fragile. It's so hard to. It's so hard to earn and so quick to lose. So when we're dealing with other people, even with ourselves, okay, I'm not talking about for ourselves. We have to have compassion, self-compassion.
Yeah.
And no matter what, I don't care how you slice it, you got to continue to forever believe in yourself, or you're not going to be able to become confident. So, because belief is a part of confidence, and to be specific, positive belief. Negative belief is the opposite of positive, is doubt. When a person has negative beliefs, that creates doubt. And you can't be both. You can't be confident and doubtful at the same time. It's impossible. They're two different energy forces.
Yeah.
So when we're dealing with ourselves, we always, no exception, we always have to believe in ourselves. Because if we lose hope in ourselves, then there's no hope.
But
now,
someone like me,
someone like me who is trained in this and who's anointed to do this, I can help restore that hope. But most people are not trained in this. They cannot. They just don't have it, because a lot of times they need it. You can't get what you don't have. I'm trained in this. I do this every day, 24/7, 365. That's why I give people two different options. I give them the option of, number one, I give them different techniques and strategies so that they can be self-confident. So that's why it's so important to do affirmations. All these different things I talk about, you have to do this on a regular basis, because you're not born with confidence. Confidence is something you have to go out and acquire. And then that's why you set up coaching, because sometimes people really can't do it by themselves, or they're inconsistent, or they let other things interrupt them. Number two, you have a community that's going to constantly fill you with confidence and build up your confidence. I have a program coming out, and we're still in March. It's finally coming out. Finally, it's called Confidence Builders. It's almost like Movement Makers, but different. But it's Confidence Builders, and the whole purpose of that membership, which is only $47 a month, which is $2 less than movement makers. No, I'm joking. But it's the whole purpose of it is to build your confidence.
Yeah, that's true. So
And
I'm going to
also,
interrupt you for a sec, Sam,
wait,
because
give me one other part. Then the other part though, she was saying, I just cut off the red. Let me just say this. The other part she said about trust and people. We as human beings, we're designed to trust others. So what I say, when someone lets you down, you can still believe in them, but it's an old political statement, says trust but verify. So you make them earn your trust again. But you can still trust them again, but they have to earn it. So you always trust but verify, because it's a sucky life to like never trust anybody. We
yeah,
gotta
but
trust other people.
depending on circumstances and how you've been raised, I mean, on this show we are talking about the hard topics like
That's your pipe. Hold on, let me put this in. Because I can barely hear. You probably can hear me because I be talking so loud, but I can barely hear you guys. And I'm hoping that she can find me when she comes out. So I gotta talk to you guys and pay attention at the same time because it's cold out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you get what I was saying? Did you get everything I was saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now give us just a few moments, or specifically me. So here's the thing. Yes, confidence is something that is acquired, and we should be born with the need to trust other people. Otherwise, how could we grow up? But here's the
Well,
thing:
yeah, we're born.
depending on circumstances.
Well, can I just say this part? Hold on. The trust thing. We have no choice. It's three needs we're born with. They all rhyme. We're born with the need to believe. That's trust. We're born with the need to achieve, and we're born with the need to succeed. So whether we like it or not, we're gonna trust somebody. We just don't want to trust the wrong person. That's why you gotta trust and verify.
Yeah. But as a kid, you don't know about all those things. How
Right.
they, and that's the thing. Between if something happens between 0 and 7 years old, and
Right.
you are constantly disappointed, things can change, and even or maybe I should say, especially those who have encountered difficult circumstances, when they get older, they might be willing to trust, but they might not be capable of trusting. And then when others fear,
oh gosh, please, can I? We're just gonna have fun back and forth. Listen, what you're saying is true, Lady Lexi. There are people who have been traumatized. The human spirit is so powerful. You can't trust again. That's where certain people.
Yes.
Hold on. That's why certain people need healing, and healing comes through therapy. So if you have, it's not even your fault. If you have a traumatized childhood, or even as you get older, if you've been traumatized for no fault of your own, then there's people out here who are trained to help you get back to where you need to get to. You try to do it by yourself, it ain't gonna work because you're not trained. You're gonna get your family and your friends to help you. They can't help you because they're not trained, they're not certified.
Yeah, and then that's precisely why we have this show. And like you are certified, of course, so am I. I'm a therapist, I'm a coach, so
you're a better therapist than me. I'm okay.
Yeah, but this is not about
A therapist that do a little.
You are stuck, you're frozen.
That's not my lane. Oh, there she is.
You're back. What
I'm over here. I'm over here.
Yeah,
I'm over here.
So, Sam, give me a few minutes. So,
okay.
This morning I was wondering whether I was going to have the title linked to confidence because of what Joe said. So here's the post she had. Do you want to read it out loud, or do I?
You can, go on.
Okay.
I'll let you read it out.
Okay, so Joe posted this.
Woohoo,
Some
Joe.
days things really
Joe. I'm sorry. I love Joe. I love you guys are fun.
Okay,
go ahead. Go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it.
This is what she wrote down. Some days things really do go well, but sometimes things can happen that give us a little bit of self-doubt to step in and suddenly our self-confidence starts to disappear slowly. But we must try to remind ourselves that we can rebuild our confidence and try to learn that it can
Hmm?
vastly improve a lot in life. Once
Cold.
our
Okay.
confidence is taken from us, it is hard to regain. And hopefully, one day, those who lack confidence will learn to trust and regain again.
Yes.
And he
Okay.
said, just a little message of courage today from me. So when I was reading this and we were
1 minute. 1 minute. We're
going
gonna
back
go.
and forth a little bit about it, I was like, yeah, but one of the main key components comes back to trust.
Hmm.
And that's also because I've been talking to other people this weekend. I decided to make the show about trust, which of course is the essential component of confidence, and you cannot pull them, separate. They're not separate. One
Right.
goes with the other one, and I totally agree with you. So one of the things I actually pointed out is one of those tools is to share it with other people, get the
Right.
support, and also know
We're going in 1 second.
what's happening to you.
I got. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go, but it's a great conversation. But I'm out here, It's but let me say one thing. What you were just reading about what Joe said. I love everything she said, but there's one piece in there that needs to be filled in.
And that's
You, how do I say this? I want to use the words that you said in there, but basically, no one can really take your confidence. Follow me for a minute. If you are doing daily activities around confidence and the stuff that I teach, imagine you build up your confidence every single morning before you deal with this crazy world, and you at a level 10. And then things hit you, circumstances, people hit you. They might be able to knock it down, but they won't be able to knock it down past 7 or 5 or 6 where you can still function
yeah.
confidently.
That's
So,
why I
but
said you need to.
you have to personally build that up. Not when you feel like it. It has to be, let's say you brush your teeth every day. It has to be a daily practice. It has to be something you daily do because you're not born with confidence. You have to go out and acquire it. You have to develop it. You have to maintain it. Because just because you have it today, don't mean you're gonna have it. You gotta what I call gain it and then maintain it. But there's
Oh
certain
yeah,
things
I
you
mean,
gotta
I do
there's certain
agree
things you
with
have to
that,
do. There's certain things you have to do
but
on purpose, intentionally, every single day. So if you don't, whether it's the media, society, people, they will come and steal your confidence. They're coming
Yep.
every single day. They're trying to put you in fear, put you in doubt, put you in depression. But that's why I do this work. You follow me?
Yeah,
And
that's why we do this work.
it's like I said, it's work. It's not like play. It's work. And can you imagine how much I have to have myself built up so I can instill confidence in other people? So I have to do double on my side, not
Yeah,
just for
we
me, but for
always. Yeah,
them.
yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
this is not a joke. It's a lot of work. Anyways, I gotta run, guys. I turned the heat up, didn't I, babe? Sorry about that. All right,
Well, thank you for
guys,
having on, and
you
you just
carry on. But
yes.
Lady Lex, it's so nice to see you. Joe, it's so nice to see you. I'm already behind. I gotta drive now. But thank you, guys. Have a show. Good show.
bye,
Bye-bye.
bye,
Bye.
bye. Now, see, I with the confidence thing that he said, oh yeah, like this and that, but it depends on when he says, oh, when your confidence is knocked, it's about a 6 or a 7. No, when you're in an abusive relationship, like I was, it knocks your confidence to 0.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Not
And that's
for
why
6 and 7 is everyday life. Like as you said, you watch something on telly and it's like, oh my god, you hear about like with the thing with Russia at the moment and Ukraine, and it's scary. It's like, oh my god, things like that. Then that sort of knocks your confidence a little bit because it's a fear. But my type of fear is when you're in abusive relationships and that your confidence is rock bottom to 0. I don't care if anyone says no, it's not.
well,
Sorry.
you are exposed to
Unless
it.
you've been in it.
You
I've
are
been in that
exposed.
situation. Exactly. I know that situation and it is not easy to get out of, and it's still not easy now to this day. And I did build it up. I mean, when I was with my late husband, my confidence went sky high. I was happy. We had everything going for us, you know, and obviously losing him, because it wasn't to like cancer or a heart attack, it was through an unknown source, which caused the well to go in lockdown. So that's panic, for one. And to lose my husband and a cousin, that's knocked my confidence for 6, because obviously it's not rock bottom. I'm probably about a 4 or 5. I'm slowly reaching up to about a 7 now. I'm getting there. But certain things can make your confidence rock bottom. Not just a 6 or 7, like it's saying everyday life. Yeah, that's just normal everyday life things. But when you're in a situation that I've been in, no, it's not.
Yeah,
It's rock
and
bottom.
that's the thing, and that's why I also called it the need to build trust back up to 100%. And later on, I changed it a little bit.
Yeah. And I do find it still hard to trust people. I mean, it took me a while to trust you and to tell you about my story, like the letter I sent you that I wrote out for Keith.
Yeah.
I've only
Yes.
just sent you that. And how long have I been speaking to you? For a long while.
September, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I opened my page up halfway through August. No, the 5th of August I started that page. So, and it's taken me all this time because I don't like share, because I get frightened I'm going to share it and people are going to be like, oh yeah, we'll use this, you know. So I don't share it out because that's my fear of trusting people. But I know I can trust you, and that's why I sent it to you, because I know I can trust you 100% of my life. But I've only ever sent that to 3 people.
Yes.
My kids have not even seen it.
I did, and it's the story you've written is a beautiful story. It comes straight
And
from the
it's
heart.
not 100% accurate, because at the time when I wrote it, he'd only been gone a few weeks, so my mind was really, there's parts missing, like with his teardrop when it cried, because my head was just so all over the place. I just had to jot down what I could remember at the time, because my head was so like in a cloud. Obviously, you know, I was sorting out his funeral and everything at the time, and it was just so hard. So, but I'm rewriting it again, but with everything that's happened. I'm writing it down from the 2 weeks before it leads up to when he got ill, you know. So I'm going to rewrite it all again properly, and I want to put it on a Wattpad or something eventually, so people can read my story, you know, because obviously there's people out there who've obviously been through the same, and it's nice for people to read as well. But obviously I don't know how to do all that Wattpad. I've not got a clue, but I don't know how you do this. But
Those who are wondering what you're talking about, this is
oh yeah,
Jo talking and sharing about what she wrote down when she lost her husband, Keith.
I will read it out one time on one of your shows when I get a bit more. I will have the confidence to actually read out what happened, you know. But at the moment, no, I just don't
the
feel.
raw emotion that's in there, that's good, and you can always, you know, add a little something to it.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is, you know, the fact that you're writing it down and you're looking at it again and maybe rewriting it, that already helps rebuild your
confidence,
rebuild your trust, and that's
because I can
important.
Think about it more now without really getting upset. Whereas about 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I couldn't look at it. I haven't read it for a long time. It's the first time I read it again today, and that's when I decided to send it to you. I've not read it for over a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it was like, I thought, oh, you know what? I thought, I really want to send you what I wrote. So I sort of read through it and I thought, right, I'm going to send it. So I just went click, 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 click before I could change my mind, and then I sent it. And like, you know, and it felt good to read it again, you know, because even though it's like a memory that's sad, but it felt good to read, because obviously, as I said, at the time, it was hard to write that down, you know. It was to think about everything, because everything was just such a blur. It was so quick when it happened. And as I said, there's quite a few mistakes in it, and my spelling's probably awful in it as well. I didn't even check that. So you probably found spelling, no like little hyphen or anything else, you know. That's why I want to redo it again properly. And I might actually do a video as well, just of me reading it out, everything.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
help you with that.
and
With that.
yeah, it's, you know, so I will eventually get around to doing that, because I would like to do that for his 2-year anniversary, which is in April the 12th. So
Yeah.
I'm getting the courage to write it all down properly and add the bits that I've forgotten, and hopefully get it out there, reach out to people. I'm going to share it on my Jason page, my normal page, my Facebook, and I'm going to do a video if I can. I'll get the courage to try and read it, because I don't know if I'm going to last to reading it. This is a thing. I think I might get, I don't know, I could try. I might get a bit emotional, but then I suppose it's good getting emotional because it's from my heart, you know.
Yes, exactly.
So I will, you know, try and do that, because I want to get it across, because it's 2 years, and I'm hoping to get an interview with Sky News and stuff as well coming up to the 2 years. So
Yeah. So I think some people think we are going live on Instagram, and we are live on YouTube. Of course.
Why? Who's put that then?
I think Anna is wondering about this, but I'm not sure. You know,
Just
I put YouTube link in there. So anyway,
yeah, just put the YouTube links. Tell her to
yeah,
join.
I already did. So I can just post a comment for a sec. But
Yeah, just tell her to join the link. I mean, she hasn't got to come on live. She can watch if she doesn't want to, you know.
yeah, I'll do that.
I know it's hard because she's Brazilian. She doesn't really speak much English, but
Well, actually, he does speak quite good English.
well, she does. She Google translates it. It's not actually her.
Oh, okay.
I speak to her. I talk to her all the time.
Well, I sent her the StreamYard link in case she wants
And
to.
she might, yeah, she might not understand what it is.
Yeah. So, going back to what you shared.
Yeah.
So, your husband contracted COVID, and in a matter of weeks from when it started, up till the moment that he got in the hospital, and then it was more like days. I mean, he went to the hospital on a Thursday, and I think your first call was on a Monday. You went to the hospital on a Thursday, and on Sunday it was
Friday. Yeah, he went to hospital on a Friday. We had the ambulance out on the Monday. The second one was on the Friday, Good Friday. That's when they came and took him to hospital, Good Friday.
So this is, it went also quickly. And now recently, of course, you contracted COVID, and you had bad. And I mean, despite all the shots and vaccinations and boosters.
Yeah, I still got it quite, and I'm never ill. I never get coughs. I never get cold. I'm never ill. Touch wood. I'm never ill. Never sick. Never sick bugs. Never had sick bugs. So
yeah.
I don't know how many years.
What has it done for your trust?
Oh my God! It's listening to what's happening now, where they're going to stop all this testing, and if you've got COVID now, you just got to live a normal life and carry on going out, which I think is totally wrong, because there's still vulnerable people out there, women that are pregnant, children with disabilities or illnesses and things, and I just don't understand why they're just taking it all, washing it all away. It knocked me for 6. I mean, I'm never ill. As I said, I'm never ill. And oh my God, I couldn't move. I had to crawl to go to the toilet. I couldn't stand up. I was so weak. I kept falling side to side. My head was banging. My whole body felt like I'd been run over. My throat, cough. But the cough, luckily, only lasted for a week, because a lot of people get it constantly. But I've got now the trouble of keep going giddy, dizzy. I feel like I'm swaying. I can't stand up for long, and I get out of breath quickly now. And I've never ever had trouble with breathing. never, you know. And now I've got to go and have x-rays on my lungs because it's really, really hard to breathe sometimes. I really struggle. If I'm sitting down, I'm fine. As soon as I start getting up and walking about, even if I just do a bit of hoovering, I'm like, I feel like I've run a marathon after, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, you know, hello, cat. Cat saying hello. And, you know, it's really, really did scare me because obviously going to the hospital and everything brings back memories. And that was
Yeah.
horrible
Yeah.
because I've not been in that hospital since my husband died. And the thought of it was like, oh my God, no, I can't do this. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to be able to go in there. And then anxiety kicks in, panic, and oh my God, and everything just, you relive that moment. And when you're struggling to breathe yourself, and I sit and think, oh my God, how did my husband cope? You know, because he had trouble breathing. He was breathing really fast, but he was still alert. And I'm thinking, he was like that for about 3 days, laying there, struggling to breathe. And how on earth he dealt with that, I don't know, because
You wanted to be the strong one.
yeah,
The strong one. That's what I read in your story, that he felt this need to make do as if everything was okay, so you wouldn't worry. None of you would worry. So
yeah,
you've been in the hospital now like 4 or 5 times?
4 times now, yeah.
Yeah. So is it getting a little bit easier?
Little, because the first few times I had to go on my own, so that was hard. That's when it was. But luckily, last time I went with my friend, so I had someone to occupy my mind, you know, to help me, like, calm down, just breathe, you're fine, I'm with you, you know. So that sort of helped a lot, which is good.
That's good. That's good.
Otherwise, I don't think I would have ended up going back. But
Well,
yeah,
that you did go back. It's just a shame that you had to. But then again, you did tell us that.
sorry, it's my cat. She's
That's
such
so
a
cute.
she's such a mummy's baby. It's all right, baby. I'll cuddle you in a bit.
Yeah, it's a year ago since I lost mine. One of many, by the way, but a year ago I lost mine. He was called Xavier, and we always called him Safi. He was like, he wasn't, you know, Xavier is like this stone, this gemstone. And he wasn't like that at all, you know. He was more like a street robber or something. You know, always going through the bushes, and he was a funny little guy. Anyway, yeah. So when it comes to rebuilding confidence, um, and this is why I said it's me to rebuild it one step at a time. You know, get it to the 110% from what it was, and then you might fall down, and then you go back up again. But yes, you have to start somewhere, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
what
definitely.
sport is
Yeah.
so important. And you know, not everyone is capable of actually, you know, doing what's needed to actually rebuild confidence and build trust. And that's why we are actually talking about this, because sometimes it can be the small things and sometimes we need the bigger things. So um, I recently picked up, for instance, my client, because his trust had gone down to such a low, that being confronted with his past, seeing the people who had put him down, actually made him question himself. Of course, he is the result of a narcissistic partner, which didn't make it easier. But, you know, the moment that I was there, it made a huge difference for him. And now he's here, and you can actually see that he's feeling better. So one of the things I did when he was there, because I had been there before, is for some reason, I bought this bracelet, and I left one for him. There were a couple of bracelets, on the card, and I left one for him, and I said, okay, this is so I've been here, and I'm always there when you need me, because we do talk like daily on the phone.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So at some point I said, do you have the bracelet? Yes, I've got it here. I said, okay, now put it on. How can I put it on? It's on one wrist and I've got one hand. I said, well, you've got your teeth. Well, that wasn't the one. So I told him how to do it, and that actually helped him a lot, and it's those little things, those little reminders which can help you. And sometimes we need a bunch of reminders. Like you said, it's not easy. And that's why I called it like, okay, so take it to, 110%, and then we get going again, and we see what's going to do. So I made a little bit of a list of things I came up with. Of course, reach out and share, which is basically what you've been doing. And you basically started with with posting all those pictures. This from
Jason
Gay, and then you
Jason the Gay
quotes to it, and I responded to those quotes. That's what I know. And that's how we got to how we got in touch, and you got to share things with me. So it's the reaching out and the sharing part, which is so important. Then this is what Zen was talking about: change your habits to healthy ones, or even more healthy ones. Of course, he was talking about meditation and all that stuff. But when we are talking about people who have really lost all trust in others, all confidence, chances are they are going to numb themselves. And numbing yourself is usually done by booze, taking pills. For those,
smoking, drugs, and oh my God, there's so many people. That's their only way out, and it's sad when you think like these people that get caught up in drugs and that, and when you listen to their stories, their life, it's like, oh my God, no wonder they're like that, it's so sad, because they really wanted to obviously reach out to people, but nobody was there, so their only way out was by doing that, and luckily I never got done anything like that, but there's so many people out there that do. That's their only way of surviving, it's pretty sad.
There is auto-mutilation, of course, cutting yourself. But here's the thing. You said something. They didn't have anyone. A lot of times they do have people, but
they don't know how to reach out.
Yeah, because they feel ashamed. They should know better. And especially, and we've done.
So they think by disappearing that they're not going to think about
they're doing
it.
the world a favor. It's their self-esteem has gone to such a low that they don't believe that the world will miss them. And especially
same as my brother-in-law, the night before he strangled himself. This is like 8 years ago. We was all together the night before at my sister's, and he was happy, joking, and it was like, he was just really laughing with everyone. We was having a good laugh. He had a couple of drinks, was all listening to music. It was my dad, my sister, him, my nieces and nephews, my kids, my husband. We was all, sitting really like, having a good night. And the next day, I was at my friend's, and it was about midday. And my sister said, Rob's killed himself. And I was like, what do you mean Rob's killed himself? I was only talking to him last night. She went, no, he's killed himself. And we was like, what do you mean? How? Why? Oh my God, why didn't I see the signs that he was really depressed? Because he didn't show it. He was obviously putting on a brave face, enjoying himself, making out that nothing was you know, and because he never knew his father, he always used to call my dad his dad because he idolised my dad, you know. My dad always see him as a son, you know, because that's how my dad was. It was like that, you know, and they got on really well, and we were just totally and utterly shocked. They found him down a place called Hainault, down the side of a golf course. He literally used cable ties to strangle himself. He had put it on the window, done it up as tight as he could, and obviously it just cut the supply. And he had a little girl, and she was 7 at the time, his daughter, because he'd split up with her mum, and it was really affected him. And it, you know, I just guess he just couldn't deal with it, you know, and not having his child all the time and fighting to see her. And it's just weird that, you know, none of us knew he was in that depressive state, because he hid it really well. And a lot of men do. This is the thing with men tend to hide things very, very good when it comes to things like that, like letting out their feelings when they're depressed and things like that, more so than what women do. Women have more of a tendency to speak to their girlfriends, you know, and friends and that, than a man will.
They're trained when growing up.
Yeah, because a man is like, oh, well, I can't tell them that I'm feeling depressed. They'll probably laugh at me, or, you know, they'll think that I'm, you know, but obviously, yeah. But he'd left a message on Facebook that morning, and but nobody, because somebody saw it and rung his brother, my brother-in-law, because he was my brother-in-law's brother, but I called him my brother-in-law still. Someone rang my brother-in-law up, said, have you seen Rob's status on Facebook? And he's gone, no. Why? I said, I think you need to have a look. And I literally cannot remember word for word, but it was a cry for help. You know, when you look at something, you think, So that's when he tried ringing him. No answer, rung his work. No, he left 2 hours ago. He was meant to meet someone outside a court to pick them up for a proceedings that somebody nicked stuff out of their shop or something, and that one of their workers had to go. So he said he'd pick him up, but he never turned up. And obviously, like, started getting worried. Nobody could get hold of him, which they always got hold of him. He always had his phone on, like, you know. And luckily his phone was on, so the police pinned it. And that's when they drove down, and they said, yeah, that's when they found him in a van. He literally just killed himself, took his life. And he was only 37.
Yeah.
And it was so sad. So sad. And he done a good impersonation of Elvis, because he loved Elvis, and he done him so good. We got videos of him, like, he was always a party animal. He always had, like, always made everybody laugh, and he was such a happy-go-lucky bloke. He was always smiling, always happy, full of life. And no way did we ever expect that to happen.
Yeah. They're so good at thing.
Yeah, it's just a shock, absolute shock. And my sister was pregnant, and she gave birth 2 days after he passed through the stress.
Oh.
A little boy. So he was it was a very hard time, very hard time for him, especially his mum still can't accept it, you know. And his other brother Steve, he's now an alcoholic due to him doing that. He's turned into an alcoholic because he can't cope with the grief, and they've tried everything to get him counselling. No, he's just turned to alcohol, and he's now got cirrhosis of the liver, which is probably going to kill him. So, you know, he's skinny now, but can't do nothing. Can't help him.
No, and
sometimes it's hard when you know you want to, but everyone's reached out to him. We've done everything. We've tried everything in the past to help him, but
you know, when they cannot get to, you know, he didn't find peace with what has happened.
No.
You know, then is it, why did he do it? Should I have, you know, he's probably blaming himself.
Yeah. Oh, he does. He does.
Yeah, because he should have known, he should have seen. And that's the thing. It's, you know, when we have people in our lives who take their own lives, um, it's so important that we don't blame ourselves. And we're prone to do it. I mean, we always start to wonder, should I have done this differently? Should I have done that differently? What could I have done? Why haven't I seen it? But you know, if people want to hide it, they hide it. And you know, so all things considered, it's not surprising, but it needs, um, you know, sometimes you need to hit rock bottom and then some more and then some more, and even then. Um, and that's why I said it's important to change your habits to healthy ones. It's precisely what you just said. You know, it's the numbing yourself, but also, you know, a lot of people who drink, at that moment they don't feel the pain, but as a result, when they wake up, they feel worse, and when they feel worse, they need to drink some more in order to feel
Yeah.
good again and forget about what happened, and that's how you go downhill.
And when people try to take their life and don't succeed, obviously still live, which I know, I've been in that experience. It does make you appreciate life more, a hell
Yeah,
of a lot more.
yeah.
And when people say, "Oh, I don't understand these idiots, why they want to take their lives?" I'm like, you've got no idea. You don't know what goes through somebody's head. It's like anything. Like when you take drugs, nobody knows what's going through that person's head. Drinking, nobody knows what's going through that
Well,
person's
it's
head.
sheer desperation. It's
Most
probably lack of
drinkers,
self-worth.
most alcoholics, druggies, there's always something that's pinpointed them to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Majority of them,
so
you know.
important. People are telling you, um, okay, Anna has been looking at the other video I posted there. I'm going to say we are still on live.
Tell her she needs to click on the link you sent her.
Yeah. Click on. Yeah, I can get her to go to YouTube otherwise, or go to YouTube.
She probably wouldn't know how to do it on YouTube because I didn't know. I still don't know.
Well,
Terrible.
see if
My
I
God.
can find it on YouTube. Well, that's a little bit harder. I have it somewhere probably. Yeah, for those who are wondering, this is live. This absolutely live. That's why these things are happening. Let's see. So
Quiet
let's.
tonight, isn't it? Is anybody else watching at the moment? I don't think there is there?
I don't know if others are watching.
Mary's normally on, isn't she?
Yeah, that's true. I
She's
don't
not
know
been.
why not. So, but we've got loads to talk about. So, so here's the YouTube link. You can go to. You can click on it. So, so getting back to what you said, you know, it's something has happened to make people believe that they are not worthy of living, that they're not, and that's why I love the shows we did on narcissistic partners, uh,
Yeah.
because that obviously, yeah, it takes all the self-esteem away. Of course, the example you just gave
Yeah.
about someone is watching, so hopefully that's Anna. Oh yeah, there is Anna. Hello, Anna.
Oh. Hello, Anna. Come and
Yeah.
join us.
So um, so of course, you know, beating yourself up about you should have done this, that, or the other, and then you, as in, you know, big brother, big sister. Yeah, she says hello, dear. um, then we have, of course, people who might have mental issues. And of course,
Yeah.
as a result of that, maybe having been teased. Can you see what she's sharing? She says, hello, Joe. There's
Ah,
when you
hello, Anna. Send her the link. Tell her to click on the link above. Can she see that to
yeah,
join?
she has had the link a couple of times now.
Yeah. Click on the
Uh,
link, Anna, if you want to join in. We'd love to see you.
yeah,
Don't
that's
worry about your English. Everything's fine. I
um,
will have to learn Brazilian. Isn't that Spanish Brazilian?
no, it's
No.
close
Is
Spanish,
it
but
sort of
not
Spanish?
yeah, it's
You
close.
speak Spanish, so you could speak to her.
Oh,
Anna, she speaks a little Spanish. I can understand quite a bit, but just cannot speak it. I'm no good at speaking.
oh, you don't have to get embarrassed. You know, I'm not a native English
No,
speaker.
don't get embarrassed. Come alive. Come on, click on the link. Don't get embarrassed. I'm on here. Don't worry. We're all friends. It'd be nice to
And that
see
is the
you.
thing, eh, when it comes to trust.
Yeah,
When you
that's
think
it.
that
It's
people are
trust.
going
It is.
to
Yeah.
laugh at you,
Trust is a big thing in people's lives, and which Anna is struggling with trust issues as
and
well.
not just Anna, you know. And this was the thing. I was at a friend's house like yesterday, and so she has a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, and there was this painting they had seen in this museum, and it was about ice skate fun.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people on the ice skating, of course, duh.
Mm.
And one of them has fallen down, and we're talking about centuries ago. So probably with, oh, it's so cute, the cat.
She's not cute. She's a pain in the bum.
Well,
Look,
give her
look.
to
Say
me.
hello, Kitty.
Then
Hello, Kitty.
hey, hand her
Go
to
on.
me. put a stamp on her nose, and then you know, off to Lady Lexi.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so one of those ladies, you know, they had these wool clothes, you know, also with the woolen undergarments and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She fell down flat forward. Ah, she's saying, "Hello, kitten."
My little kitty.
Yeah, exactly. And and here's the thing, and that surprised me most. Of course, she wasn't alone when she was writing it. So at first, it started out really nice and really kind, and then it changed into, oh, someone fell down, and oops, she wasn't wearing any underpants, and people and people were laughing at her. Oh, you have a nickname, Kitty. Anna has a nickname, Kitty. Ooh. That's cool.
Oh.
But here's the thing, and I talked to her mom about it. I said, you know, I didn't say much to her, but it's not a good thing because she has self-esteem issues already as it is, which is the result of being so immensely good at everything that whenever she is not good at something, she automatically she blames herself, and she's only as young as 7 years old. Um, but here she was making fun of someone else, and of course it was just a story. But I was like, oh my god, you're 7 years old. Children in school, you know what it's like to be bullied and to be shut out. You don't like it, and here you are.
All right.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Give her
uh,
5 minutes.
yeah. So
Get
so
Anna on. Get Anna on.
nah, come on. But here she was actually making fun of someone else, and of course it's a fictitious story. But I was like, that's not good. So when it comes to trust, um, you know, so many people have issues with trust. Um, so recently I got told this story. about someone having been scammed by someone else. And that's of course a really hard thing when you have to deal with scam artists. So we got to talk a little bit about it. And one of the things which was explained to me was the lack of confidence and the lack of trust which was left afterwards after having been scammed. And just a moment ago I was talking about children and how they can put one another down. But when it comes to adults, and also, and I get back to the narcissistic partners, some people can be so clever and manipulative when it comes to putting you down. And they know what they're going to do. Of course, you don't, but they do. And when they do it with such skill and with such ease, and maybe even using the very nice words that you don't even realize what's going on until it's too late. And of course, the thing with scam artists is they pretend to be someone else. And Jo will probably share a little bit about this later on because she had to deal with scam artists as well, knowing very well that they were scam artists. But the thing is, when is that moment there when they reveal themselves and they change from being all kind and loving to totally the opposite? And they might even start to threaten you. And this is the thing. Once that trust has been broken, how long does it take to rebuild that trust? I mean, you have to be able to distance yourself from what's been happening. So especially when someone has pretended to be someone else, of course, then whenever you see the face of the one you think you were talking to, is actually going to hurt you. I mean, that makes sense because that's the face that you've been looking at and that you've been linked to. But try and get that trust back. Like, okay, so who's the next one who wants something from me? When people are saying kind words to me and they want to meet up with me, what's going to happen? Can I still trust them or can't I? And that's the thing. Trust is something that needs to be earned back. And I guess, when Sen was on earlier, what did he say? He said, trust is a fragile thing, which I loved. It's hard to earn and it's easy to lose. And so trust, but verify. And I guess that's true when it comes to trust, that it's so immensely important to know who you're dealing with. But then again, if we are born with this innate desire to trust people, I mean, we can't grow up if we wouldn't trust our parents. That would be a huge problem. I mean, we would stop eating, drinking, all that stuff, and we need that in order to grow. So if we have that desire to trust people, but we can't act upon it anymore, that's conflicting at best. And hey, Jo, I was sharing a little bit about someone who got scammed,
Yeah.
as in the scam artist pretended to be someone else, a well-known person out there, and how this can actually break down people when they actually think they're talking to the right person, and then all of a sudden they find out that they've been duped. And in your case, even worse, you knew you were talking to a
Scammer.
scam artist.
Yeah.
And
Who's pretending.
he was, yeah. And he was threatening you actually at some point.
Mm-hmm.
When we get back to trust.
Yeah. He was nasty. I mean, I sort of tried to keep talking as though I was pretending that, oh yeah, you know, like, oh yeah, you're the real Jason, you know, Jason Begay, blah blah blah, because I wanted to try and catch the IP address. And started talking normally, and then he was sending me these letters drafted like from some film company. I can't remember the name of it. And then you could see that he had hand drafted everything else himself, like saying, yeah, I need someone to be my what do they call it, guarantor sort of thing. Like, if he accepts this deal, it's worth 2 million to work with Warner Brothers. That was it. But I need someone to like give my bank account. So it's like I've got to I can't, what do they actually call it when they want you to be a silent partner, something like that. Anyway, thanks to do with that. And
You're not talking about an agent or anything? Or
no, he just wanted me to be his silent partner with this
Okay.
big film deal that he's got with. He was going to leave Chicago PD, which I knew was wrong anyway, because I know he's not.
Yeah.
And you know, all this, and he was sending me this thing. So I managed to find out the IP address. So in the end, that's when I went, right, I said, look, don't fool me no more, because I know you're not the real Jason Begay. I said, you can't lie to me. Oh, but I am. I'm now in God's hand. And this is how I knew that they were from this place that I knew, because it was all God, believe in God. I'm now into God, and I'm thinking, no, that's not Jason, because Jason's just come out of Scientology, and I know that he's got his own perspective of life. You know, he'd been through hell and back, so you know, so I knew it wasn't Jason anyway. So, but the scariest thing was as well, these people have literally dug into everything about Jason Begay, and that's kind of scary, because they knew stuff. And I'm like, why would you do that to somebody? How can you do that? They knew the kids' ages. They knew his son's names. They knew his parents' names when his parents died. I know, obviously, if you check it on Google, most of it's on there. But how can you do that to somebody? Why would you even think of doing that about somebody? And I'm thinking, my God, poor Jason. Because say if something did go wrong, with the threat that he said to me, and he did come over and try something, because that name, they're obviously going to go straight to him, because they're going to think it's him. It's Jason Begay. There's only one actor called Jason Begay. Can you imagine what that would do to him? To his life and his kids' life, seeing that about, you know. And this is what was scaring me, because when I tried to catch him out, I was like, and then he said that was it. He's going, but I can tell you, I can do a video call. I said, you tried to do a video call. I said, it was one of them, I don't know if you've seen them images out, but I put one of Jason singing a funny song. Do you remember where they move the mouth? And this is what they're doing. And people so stupid that they believe it's him, and it's not. And I keep saying, no, they are videos. They use his picture and they talk as though, with his voice, as though they're talking to you what they want to say.
That's the downside to.
And I knew straight away, as soon as he said, oh, I want a video call, this was the first night it had come up. And I went, yeah, okay. I'm thinking, yeah, here we go. And it was like a picture of Hank sitting in his office now. I'm thinking, right, well, if you're at home, that's definitely not your home, because I've seen Jason's house and his videos. He's got a lovely place. He's got like big red writing with "You are beautiful." You know, that's most of the rooms he does his interviews. And this was the office in Chicago PD, and I'm like, right, okay. And it kept glitching, like it's going, and then it froze, and then it disappeared. And then it froze. But when it disappeared, I was still talking. I could hear movement in the background, but obviously he wasn't talking, because he couldn't do his voice, because he didn't know how to do his voice. So I'm like, yeah, all right, okay, yeah, whatever. that's, I knew straight away, like, you know, it wasn't him. And when I tried to say that to him, he's like, oh, but you don't. He said, what is it? He went, because he'd obviously got into my private Instagram. Now, I never added him to that. It was only on the Jason one. And then it went on to Hangouts. And this is where I caught his IP address from. And he knew everything about me, because when it got to the threatening part, oh, your husband deserved to die, he's better without you. And I'm thinking,
God.
how the hell did you know all that? I'm thinking, hold on a minute, because I blocked him on my Instagram because I was talking on Hangouts. So he's not seen anything of mine, nowhere. There's no way possible he's seen anything or he knew anything. And that was it. Yeah, he said, yeah, your husband deserved to die, he's better off without you. And I see your sister was murdered, she must have been a whore, and this and that. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is getting really personal now. This is and I said, who the hell are you? I said, now I definitely know you're not the real Jason, because I know Jason Begay would not stand there and say that to somebody. I said, I don't think so somehow. Yes, I am. You're just a stupid old fat cunt. Oh God, I got called everything. And I went, fat? I'm not that fat. You've not even seen me, so how could you call me fat? And it was like, yeah, you fat cunt, you're nothing but a fat whore, and your young daughter's a whore. And when I come over there, I'm going to be behind you one day, and I'll just watch you when you're walking with your fat backside. And that's what I laughed when he put that, because I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And he went, and then I'm going to go in your house at night, and I'm going to grab your 16-year-old, and I'm going to rape her. And that's when it was like, whoa, you're going to do what? He went, yeah. He said, I'm going to get her. He said, oh, you ain't going to know it's me. And I was like, so you're threatening me then, are you? I said, I'm recording all this. I've got all this down on, what's it? He went, I don't care. He said, because you can't find me. I said, it's funny that. I said, because I've got your IP address, and I know you're from Nigeria. I said, you're all from Nigeria. I said, you should all get out, get a job, and sit there instead of taking a piece. I saw out of famous people, scamming people with money. I said, people are giving you money thinking that they're going to meet you. I said, and it's not even you. I said, how can you do that to people, to human beings, people that really, really are a fan, and thinking they're going to see him, and you're scamming them? I went, what's wrong with you people? I said, because you're in Nigeria, you think, oh, you're not going to get caught. I said, but if I build up a case, mate, get more and more people, mate, I said, I can get you done. No, you can't, because we change addresses, which unfortunately they do. Their IP addresses are different every time. So you can't exactly locate them. All you can find out is that they were in Nigeria. That's all. They were from Nigeria. And that is all. And after that, he blocked me, obviously, because I was, what's it, but I was scared for a week. I had anxiety up here. I wouldn't let my daughter out. I was like, no, you're not going out on your own. I said, you're with me or your brother. So you're not going out. No way. I said, you're not going anywhere. Because I don't know. He might have been from Nigeria. How do I know he's with her? You can't trust anyone these days. And I'm like, really, and that's when I got my brother-in-law. Not my brother-in-law, I was calling my brother, because my cousin, I call her my sister because we're sort of similar age. So her other half husband, he's a copper, and he works for like the guns. He does a bit like what they do, you know, CPD. He deals all that. So I messaged him and I said, look, I need a really huge favour. I said, I've been scammed by someone pretending to be this famous actor that I like, you know, blah blah blah, and explained it all to him. And he's the one that checked as well for the IP address. But when he checked for that one, it had gone. But then somebody, I can't remember who it was, somebody sent me an inbox saying, oh, look, this person's talking to me. Who was it? I can't remember. Someone who follows me on the Jason Begay page. It wasn't you. This was before I started talking to you. They said, yeah, this person, he keeps asking me. I said, right, send me the link. So I got this link and I sent it straight to my cousin, other half. And I went, look, this one's active now. I said, can you try and see if you can sort something, because obviously you shouldn't be doing it, because it's, you know, I'm supposed to go proper. He said, look, I'll have a go. He said, but obviously, he said, if you get any more threatening, he said, then you're going to have to do a case. You're going to have to, like, open up, you know. I went, okay. So he said, who's this person supposed to be? I said, oh, some actor called Jason Begay. I said, but it's quite sad that, you know, I said, this actor lives in Chicago in America, and he's not aware of it because he doesn't do any social media. I said, this is how I knew it wasn't him. I said, because he doesn't do it. And he's even said it in interviews. He doesn't do social media. He used to, but all this lark with Sophia Bush and everything, he came off it. He just stuck away from social media. So he checks and he said, yeah, he said it is in Nigeria. He said, but unfortunately, you'd never catch them because they change the IP addresses every other day. He said, you'll never find them. You can't, exactly, because they put a thing on it where you can't find it, and then that's it. You can't, all you can do is the IP address, and that is it. Nothing else, no other information. He said, unfortunately, he said, but he said, just keep a watch out. If you notice anything like dodgy letters, anything coming through your door, anything like that. But luckily, touch wood, nothing ever come of it. Yeah. But it took a good few
they would have to hop on a plane, which cost a lot of money.
Exactly, which they obviously haven't got, so, you know, because they wouldn't be scamming otherwise. But, you know, and it was just, but what even motivates them to do that about people?
Well, it's
Jason's a harmless actor. He doesn't deserve it. There's many of them. There's plenty of Taylor Kinney ones. All of them.
Other people. That's
there's loads of stars they do.
About just making a quick buck.
Yeah, and it's terrible because, as I said, I mean, how many other people has this person threatened? Yeah. You know, when it gets to a point where you're threatening somebody, that's not very good. It's not very nice because, as I said, something could have happened. What if you did come over here and I didn't see the bloke and hurt my child or whatever? I said, yeah, well, his name's Jason Begay. He's an American actor. What are they going to do? They're going to go out there and arrest him because he's.
Well, even then they will check.
But then I wouldn't know it wasn't him anyway. I'd say it wasn't, but other people might.
Well, here's the thing, and that's what Zen said earlier. He, of course, said trust but verify. I've learned to verify first and then trust. So
yeah.
You know, it's yeah. You've seen Anna's question. Maybe you can talk to her later about it.
Yeah.
On
it's to be honest, Anna, I don't really want to get in it because it's Jason's private life. That's not for me to discuss, unfortunately. It was quite a long while ago now, so I don't really want to get into that reason of why. But, you know, I'm sure if you search on the internet, you'll search yourself, you'll find it. I just really don't like talking about it because, one, I don't think it's right to discuss Jason's private life. You know, it's not fair. It's not right. He's a private person and I don't really want to get into that. But
and this isn't the show to talk about it.
Yeah, and it's even though I still don't want to talk about it because it's got nothing to do with anybody. That's Jason's private life. That's already been happening. It's already gone on past. We don't know if it's true because she didn't even once mention his name, but everybody said it was Jason Begay. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else because it's Jason's private life. It's got nothing to do with anybody. I don't believe it. Maybe he did have anger issues, but who doesn't? I've had anger issues. Everybody does. Everybody makes mistakes in their lives. We all learn. And he was going through a rough patch, but he got help. He sought help for his anger management. End of. There you go. That's my bit.
And then we actually get on to one of the other things when it comes to trust, which is people making accusations based on something they see, heard, noticed, and then they jump to their own conclusions.
Yeah, and that's why I then post up last year, a few months back, about the hatred on him because people were so nasty, really not, and there was no need to say the things they said. He was a sexual predator and everything. I'm like, don't even go there. No, he's not. No way.
I think a lot of people, they just like
drama
of there's going
to do that to somebody that
let's
can't
just
voice his own opinion, don't get involved. You don't know. No, but none of us know the story. And as I said, if he was that bad, one, they would have kicked him off the show. He would not be playing the part no more. They would have kicked him off. There's no doubt. If it was something sexual, they would have kicked him off, because that's what they do. So
recently it was the Voice of Holland. I don't know if you've heard that. You know, the Me Too movement.
mm,
So a number of people who were candidates on the show, they actually shared how they were approached by the bosses, but also by the so-called coaches, the singing coaches, and how they were asked to, you know, do other stuff with them than they were supposed to do. Getting those nude pictures, you know, the famous ones. And so what they actually did is when it came out, they stopped the show. They
yeah,
shut it down. They said, no, we're not going to do this. And that's
yeah.
the thing. People think they can get away with it.
Exactly. I mean, I could understand. Yeah, he might have had anger issues, like he used to get angry on set and things. But he was going through a rough patch, and you know, people shout. Everyone shout. I'm not being funny. I went 2 years of anger issues when my sister was murdered. I used to shout at my kids for no reason, you know. But it happens. I'm sorry. Nobody's perfect. But he dealt with it. He got therapy. He was seeing a therapist or whatever they call it out there. I don't know what they call it out there. What do they call it out in America when they speak to someone? Oh, yeah, therapist or whatever. Yeah, anger management. That was it. He was seeing someone still with his anger, but he'd been through a lot. He was going through a divorce at the time. He was leaving his wife. It was all around that same time. And where he come out of the Scientology, he had a lot to deal with, because he was threatened, his family was threatened, his kids were threatened. So he had a lot on his plate, a hell of a lot. And when he went to go for the Chicago thing, he'd buried his mum that day. You know what I mean? And flew out that day, that afternoon, after losing his mum. Oh, his dad, sorry, yeah, I know. Yeah, his mum died first. It was dad, yeah. After his dad's funeral, he flew out straight away. So that's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot for him to deal with. And he's obviously not dealt with it. He's had so much to deal with that he's not.
And you don't know what has caused those.
Exactly. We all have issues. Everybody.
Exactly.
You know, it's just one of them things. We have these anger issues. But when people were saying that he was a sexual predator and this and that really hurt me. I was like, how can you say that about somebody? Why would you do that? And that's what I was getting on my inboxes when somebody put a post up about, oh yeah, I don't like, because someone put a post up with all the stars and cut Jason's head out of the picture. And then people were saying, why have you done that? Why have you cut? Oh, because he's a sexual predator. He did this to Sophia Bush, blah, blah, blah. He did that. And I was just like,
They don't know.
I was like, you're about what, 17, 16, 17? You haven't got a clue what life is. And yet you can sit there and slate someone down. You don't even know the story.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But this is, of course, also the result of upbringing and bullying one another.
Yeah. But they were young children. They're about 17, 18. They're still young in their minds, so they haven't got a clue. But to put somebody down, and that's when I put her now, went, look, I said, you should delete this post. Don't put things like that. I said, he's a human being after all. I said, you know what I mean? I said, he's got children. And I don't think his children want to sit and read all that crap put about him. I said, you wasn't there. You don't know. I said, not once did she mention his name in any of them interviews. Not once. I said, you're just all jumping to conclusions. I said, but I can tell you now, he was not a sexual predator, because if he was, he would not be on that show. He would have been kicked off straight away, mate. They would have gone, right, no, he needs to go, or they would have stopped the program. And they would not let him. And everybody loves him. All the other stars, they'll love him on there. Now, if he was that bad, do you think that they would get on? No, they wouldn't.
You know what I love? What you're doing right now? You are putting things together based on actual facts, things you observed, and you are actually defending someone. And
Yeah.
that's what we need when it comes to trust
Yeah. Yeah. And
and
I
when
will
we
defend
need people to defend us.
if I know someone is not in the wrong and people are judgmental in them, I will voice my opinion, because at the end of the day, they've got no evidence. They don't know, they wasn't there. And they're saying all these things about this person. And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you put so much hate out on a person? Because really, you just wanted to leave the show because you couldn't deal with the weather. You hated the weather, and because he shouted at you a few times. Sorry, get over it. Everybody has days where they shout. And when you're acting, if you keep doing a part over and over and over again because someone's messing up, you're going to lose your temper a bit. And, oh, come on, sort it out now. It's getting long. I can imagine it. I can imagine his witty self, because it's Jason. It is the way he is. But I don't know, because I wasn't there. But there's no way was he sexualizing her. No way. I do not believe it 1 second. Anger issues, probably, yeah, because as I said, he'd been through a hell of a lot that guy's been through. He nearly died as well. And as I said, he had to deal with a hell of a lot with Scientology, losing both of his parents within 6 months of each other, coming to Chicago to film.
Steer this away from Jason specifically, because we didn't want to get into his personal life. So I get it. You're very passionate about him. And I also get that, having been wronged yourself, there's also a lot of frustration that now comes out.
Yeah.
This. So this is also a very normal reaction, what you're doing. But like I said, we don't want to specifically make this about him. He's not there. He can't defend himself. We can make all these assumptions about how he was feeling. And when you say we all have anger issues, I think that's true. And some have them a lot less than other people.
Less than this, yeah. That's it.
If you
some have less.
If you're triggered enough. I mean, when I had my burnout, the first clue that I had a burnout was because a colleague of mine said, "You are so emotional. You are screaming and shouting. That's not you."
That's how I was. My sister, my sister. That's how I was. I was just, and I'll cry at the slightest thing.
Yeah, of course.
And it'd be like, "What are you crying for?" I don't know. That's how I used to be. I don't know why I'm crying, do I? I just used to have these outbursts because, obviously, because I was so angry about losing my sister.
Yeah. And that makes sense. And that's the whole thing when it comes to trust. When people break your trust, that's, try and hang on. And try and overcome it for a sec. That's not the easiest thing to do. But one of the things, of course, sharing, talking about it, and that's what's good that you were talking about it. And I don't mean just about Jason, but also about
other people, yeah.
Life. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy for you, but you are doing it. And also, I applaud you for sharing what happened with the scam artist and how you tried to.
And it's a shame that many out there have been scammed by all different people.
There still are.
It's terrible. Really is bad.
Laugh about it because you can, of course, come with your story, and then because every once in a while I'll use him as a hashtag, and then in one day I can have like 4 or 5 Jason Begays, trying to contact.
I actually had 2 yesterday actually on Facebook. I was like, okay, bye.
4 or 5 Billy Idols at the same time, and I'm like, really? Sure.
Isn't any left?
And like someone said, they can be really persuasive. Like when we were talking about the narcissistic partners, they can be very manipulative.
Oh God, yeah, definitely.
And all about that. So they're very clever. I mean, even when their IQ wouldn't be high, they would still be clever because they know what to do.
Oh God, yeah, they know what they're doing. Of is very
Yeah, and I'm not
like.
saying the IQ is low, by the way. I'm just saying whatever it is, they know how to manipulate you. That's something that's like an instinct of theirs. I don't know. But going back to what was it? The anger issues and the oh my God, I'm getting a brain fog.
In frog.
Oh yeah. I don't know. We were talking about scamming, then we were talking about anger issues.
We've gone for everything, haven't we?
I should just go to YouTube, go back to what it was. Oh, this is funny. Well, it happens every once in a while, and when it comes to trust, I will add this one. I know this happens to me. I know this happens to me. It happens to me on a daily basis. And yeah, thank you, Anna. Maybe you can tell me what I was talking about.
Brain is like, oh, overpowering. We've talked quite a lot tonight as well, actually, haven't we? It's like trying to remember, isn't it, what we've done? Hold on. It's like, hold on, did we do this? Yeah.
For me, I
Did we
do
do that?
remember. I
don't
know
know.
that every once in a while it goes all the way. It goes blank, and it's the same as when I was starting this show. I was trying to read something, and I was like, okay.
I think Anna should come on for a 5 minute.
I think so too. But
I think, Anna, you should join in for 5 minutes so we can see you, just to say hello. It would be lovely to see you.
Know that you look gorgeous.
Yes.
Brazilian lady. Gorgeous.
You don't look like me, grey, old. Going to be 53 Sunday. Oh, my birthday in 4 days.
I've got another week to go after that. So
you're Pisces as well?
Yeah, I am.
When's your birthday?
March 7th.
And Jason's is the 12th.
Yeah.
He's Pisces as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love him, see?
My sister-in-law had her birthday yesterday. Then today it was a friend of mine. She's 11 days older. Tomorrow will be another friend of mine who's a year and 10 days older than.
Looking like a witch now. You're not looking like a witch now. Don't. Come on, please. Next time I will take courage to join in. Okay. Make sure you do. Would be lovely to see you.
Then on Friday, the guy who was having dinner with today, he has his birthday.
He's so cute. He was so cute when you said he's gay. I was like, oh God. It's like all my friends, all my gay friends, they're such good looking. And I'm like, why are you all good looking, but you're all gay? Why? I went, come on, I need a man, but you're all gay. And they all sit there going, we'll still have you. I went, no, because you've got nowhere to put it, love. And they started laughing. I've got so many gay friends.
When I made that remark on Sen's show, or it was on my own show, the first show, maybe, I don't know. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember saying, when the gay guys, that's the guys we get along with best as women.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because most of my friends are all gay, and they're such lovely people. I love them, absolutely love them to bits. They're like, and some of them call me their mum because they're like in their early 20s or like 19, 20. Because the gay bar, my friends who owns a gay bar, we go to, and they're all in there, and they absolutely love me. As soon as I'm walking, it's like, it's Mummy Joe, it's Mummy Joe. They'll come up, oh, here we go. And they're all like, they're just such lovely people, and I love them to bits, and they're such sweet people, really are.
That's a shame when it comes to trust that a lot of them are bullied, and why?
Yeah, I know by my son, so yeah.
So that's So I'm just going to go through the things I wrote down just to see if I actually mentioned everything. So the things I wrote down is okay. So I explained the 110. As
Hold on,
in,
hold on a minute, Anna. I think that my emotional pain is getting better because I'm already laughing about the issue.
good,
Are we
good.
making you laugh? Which is good. It's good to know that you're smiling and laughing. But
Yeah.
we do want to
See,
help you and get to
yeah.
talk with you, even if we do it privately on Instagram, on an inbox or whatever. We don't have to do it live, Anna. So if you want to
You
do
know,
the
she.
first recording with us
Yeah,
private,
yeah.
that's fine.
So so at first I explained why 110%, which of course has to do with people always trying to chew away at your confidence and your
Yeah.
trust. And you
Mm.
know, just the slightest thing has to happen. And it could be like you, for instance, going to the hospital. You know, it instantly triggered all these memories for you.
Yeah.
So it can only be, you know, just a little tiny things, and it's like, okay, I'm going to do it again, you know, go at it again, which actually helps to increase your trust. And of course, what Sen said in the beginning, like, you need to do things on a daily basis. Yes, that's how habits are created. But
Yeah.
sometimes, for some reason, we are not capable of doing so. And especially when confronted with old habits or people who are reminding you of old habits, well, try and stay away from it. And that's the hard thing. And that's why, of course, that's when people try numbing themselves and they do unhealthy things.
Mm.
So, one of the things I did write down and we didn't talk about is um, look at what it has done to you and um, what has changed you because of it. And you've given a number of examples where you got changed because of things that have happened to you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, Not even mentioning your brother's brother-in-law. You know, blamed himself for what happened to his brother.
Yeah.
Um, and you know also what happened to your husband, um, that made you lose trust. Like, oh my God, anything can happen just, you know, in a split second. Now
Yeah.
people saying, oh, COVID, yeah, COVID is there, but it's only a mild version and it's not that bad. Well, I was looking at you, I was listening to you, you know, the last couple of weeks, and I was like, if you hadn't gone into the hospital and talked to the doctors, I don't know. I'm not sure that you would have come out of it, you know, the
Mm.
way you are doing now. And you're still not the way you felt before. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, there are so many things which can, you know, just throw us off and make us literally lose our balance. Um, well, and here's the thing, and I literally wrote it down. Think about numbing yourself, shutting others out. There you go. I
Mm.
literally wrote it down, shutting others out, which of course is what people are really good at. And even to those who are close to us, we might not share things. And this was the funny thing, you know, not so long ago, we discussed this actually. It was said that when you go to relationship therapists and all that stuff, that women will blurt out everything. Well, I know one thing for certain, and that is, who do women talk to? Their sisters and their friends. And if they are at a therapist with their spouse, I'm not certain if they will really, really tell them what's bothering them
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
Mm.
But having said so, maybe there are out there who will share, but I know for a fact that a lot of people will always keep certain things inside. They will keep certain things hidden because they think people will make fun of them.
Yeah, I've still got issues like that. I keep plenty inside still. I just, you know, it takes time to release it all, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely does. It's, you know,
Yeah.
as I said, like sending you that letter today, it's only because I've learnt to trust you over the period of time, and that's why I sent you what I wrote down when I lost my husband, because only 3 people have ever seen it. So it's, you know, for me, that's a big step, because I've learned to trust somebody else now in my life. So my trust is slowly getting, you know, a little bit more better than what it was before, you know. And it obviously it will do me good, because I'm learning to trust people again. It takes me a long while to trust somebody, a hell of a long while. I mean, I've been speaking to people on that page since day one, but I still don't trust. I wouldn't tell them everything that I've told you,
Makes sense.
because I don't trust them, because I don't
Yeah.
know them. You know,
Yeah.
I've got to know you, started doing lives with you, and you know what I mean, and things like that. So obviously it's built up our trust, our friendship. So I've learnt to trust you. So it's nice to know that it's somebody I know who else I can trust, someone that's even in another country, you know. It's
Yeah, maybe to a degree that makes things easier. I don't know.
yeah, but
So just because I'm in a different country, it might make things easier. I don't know. Um,
I'm not sure. I
close
think if
to
even
us.
if you was here, it would still be the same. I think because we built up a friendship
Yeah.
of trusting each other, and that's how you learn your trust, how you gain trust. You know, you got to sort of like. I mean, I've shared obviously some things with Zan on
Yeah.
here and Mary, because where I've been speaking to them for quite a lot now, I'm learning to gain their trust slowly but
That's
surely.
true.
You know, eventually I will probably trust them like with you. It
Yeah.
probably won't be yet, but it will eventually. The more I get to know them more and more to
Well,
talk to
I
them,
know that
and
for you already. So Anna's saying that she really enjoyed being here with us today. She has to go to bed now. And she says it's over. It's 11 o'clock at night over there. Yeah, it's 3 over here. It's 2 at your place. She's going to tell us what she got. That's good. That's good.
okay then, darling. Good night, Anna. Have a good
Yeah.
night's sleep, okay? And we'll catch you tomorrow. All right, you take care. Thanks for watching. Love you.
So, okay, so shutting others out, stop doing certain activities. And I think that's a very important one, and that should be a sign on the wall for
Hmm.
everyone out there. When you know people and they stop doing certain things that they always loved doing, then you know something is not right.
Yeah.
That's that's the neon sign on the wall, like
Hmm.
flashing,
Yeah.
okay. And when you see, so reach out, share, ask them, why are you not on there, what's happened. um, and well, we've of course talked about the habits, change them to healthy ones. So many people are in denial about especially their drinking habits. And of
Mm.
course, good night, Anna. Sweet dreams. And here's the thing, there's of course easy access to it now. Of course, everything in the Netherlands that's bad, there's a lot of tax on it. So it's highly priced. But even then, you know, people still have easy access to booze. Of course, when you're younger, it's a little bit harder. But once you're of age, then it's so easy. And it starts with, I go to a restaurant, I have lunch, oh, let me have a glass of wine, or let's have a beer, depending on you're a guy or a woman, usually the wine is something you need to learn to drink, and beer is more like, oh, let's just do it, you know. And then at some point, they might discover like, oh, that's nice, you know, I keep forgetting stuff when I do it. And then there's this slopey hill, and I have been on that slopey hill as well. I remember when I got that first burnout, what I was talking about. I couldn't sleep, so in order to sleep, I put on the television, and I loved Baileys on the rocks, so I started drinking Baileys on the rocks. Now here's the thing: when I drink alcohol, it goes in my head like dunk 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 dunk. My eyes get cold.
How's it go? Dum dum dum
No,
dum dum.
no, it goes a steady dunk 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 dunk. And well, just imagine going up the stairs and no, that's not working. So anyway, I don't drink at all anymore, and not because of this, but well, actually because of the allergic reactions to it, and because I never really cared about alcohol, and you know, if you never have been drinking a lot and other people do, it's so funny what they do. So
No.
laugh about
I
it.
don't really drink a lot unless I go out for a birthday like I did with my friend. It was her birthday. That's the
Uh-huh.
only time I drink. I don't drink at home. I don't see the point, to be fair. Just
Yeah, but here's the thing, and that's, you know, when people get in a very difficult situation, and especially when trust goes down and the confidence goes down as well, it's easy to use it, you know, as a distraction, and then it gets from bad to worse, and that's probably one of the things that people need to. And then when you pointed out, like, have you seen how much you've been drinking? I'm not an alcoholic, you know. They just wave it goodbye.
yeah,
And that's what's scary.
yeah,
So let's see. So what I wrote down also is get out there, take one action towards rebuilding your self-esteem, because trust
self-esteem.
starts with trusting yourself, and from there on, trusting others. And ask for support. Of course, we talked about that, which also requires trusting others. There we go
Yeah,
again. And have the right motivation. And usually we do things for other people and not for ourselves,
yeah,
because that's easier. But you know, we it's important that we do it for ourselves, that we have the right motivation.
yeah,
And a lot of people also say, yeah, you know, I'll just absorb information, you know, let it come and sink in. Um, and you know, when I lost my client a while back, like a year ago, year and a half ago, I started binge watching. And for me, binge watching TV, but also playing games, is a way to process things. But it's also a way to make sense of all. But at some point, there you have to make that switch. Like, okay, you've done it enough, and now let's get going at it, and do something to actually make that difference. Literally, take action. So, um, what would you say when it comes to trusting?
I think you've got to let your guard down at some point, you know, because obviously with trust issues, you always put your guard up. It's like, oh God, I don't think I could trust this person because of what happened to the last person, or, you know, and things that happen. And you just got to really sort of tell yourself, not everybody's like that. Not everybody's untrustworthy. There's loads of people you can learn to trust. And you just got to take it day by day. Like, when you started talking to me, obviously we started talking a bit more. Then you was telling me things about yourself, and I was like, oh, you know, well, she's willing to tell me her things, you know, so I'll tell her a few things about me. And obviously I was telling you about my husband, and then you sort of, you know, and then you start building that trust, because then you start telling me more things, and then I start telling, then we started doing the lives together,
Yeah.
and I think the trust just started building up and building up and building up, you know, and it was good. And that was hard for me to do, as I said, because I had so many trust issues, you know, and learning to trust people was one of my main things I needed to focus on, because I've been let down so much in the past, you know. And obviously when I met my late husband, obviously my confidence did go right back up again, you know, because I was happy, and, you know, and obviously when he died, it went down again. And I think it just, you know, we just got to learn to let people back into our lives again and learn to trust. We have to do it bit by bit. And the more you do it, the better you will get at it,
That's true.
as I know from you.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I can actually talk to people now, say, look, if you want to talk, because I'm friends with someone on Facebook, and she is such a lovely lady. She's been through a traumatic time, really bad, and I can talk to her like we talk. You know, she tells
Yeah.
me of things, and I try and help her with her anxiety and trust, and try and get her to, you know, because like I will put a post up and she'll put a comment on Jason, and all of a sudden she'll delete it, and she'll think that she's put something wrong. And I'll be like, well, no, you didn't put anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, what you said. I said, look, I said, we're going to build up on your confidence and your trust. I said, because she's got no trust issues. Like, she's not got any friends because of what happened and everything. She lost everything, basically.
Mhm.
And it's hard for her, because I do feel for her, because I know I've been there, you know, it's horrible. And so many people do not understand why some people are like that. They're like, oh, what's the matter with you? Get over it, you know. Move on to the next person. If only if it was that easy, but unfortunately it's not, you know. But, you know, it's going to take her a hell of a long while, because she'll sort of like think that she said something wrong, and then she'll unfollow me, and then she'll go, I'm sorry, I put that wrong, but have a good day, take care. And I sort of like answer in a way that, like, oh, there's nothing wrong. Come on, what's the matter with you? Come on, tell me, you know. And then she'll refollow me again, and then she'll start. And it's happened about 3 times now in the last 4 weeks. But it's because of her confidence. She thinks that she's going to put a reply that sounds wrong. And the first time she did it, because she didn't understand the English humour, because I
Mhm.
can have quite a funny sense of humour. And I put a funny response to one of her comments, and she took it harshly. She thought it was aimed at her. And then when I explained to her, I said, it's what we call British humour. I said,
Yeah.
the trouble is, when you Google Translate, it only tells you what it exactly
The
says. It
literal.
doesn't give you the part where it's, I said, I will try and remember not to do that with you. I said, but don't take it harsh. I'm not
Yeah.
being
Well,
funny.
you know,
But she struggles, you
actually
know.
happened when we
Yeah,
were. I gave you. I responded to you about
yeah,
something, and then you shared me something else that had happened, and I was utterly
mm,
dry. But, you know, nothing. And you
yeah.
were like,
It's just, you know, I don't know. Some people, you know, it's, and she's just got really severe trust issues, and, you know,
yeah, and then we get
and
back.
her
Okay,
self-esteem is just rock bottom, literally
yeah,
rock bottom. So it's going to take a time. I said to her, I said, look, I said, it's going to take, I said, we'll build it up slowly. It's going to take time. I said, but you've got to learn. But I think what the problem is, she's got nobody. She's got no one. And
no,
she lives, where is it she comes from? Is it Germany? No, it's not Germany. It's quite far away, actually. And that's, I can't remember. I'll have to
It
find
doesn't
out.
where she's from. But here's the thing: people have problems with understanding what the other one is saying.
Mm. Because
Even
she's
when
a different language as well. Obviously,
even when
they,
you speak the same language,
yeah,
seems
of
people
course,
still
yeah.
don't understand one another.
That's
And
it. People have a sense of humour, and you could say something, but to them, it's like, whoa, you know, hey, no, it's not aimed at you. It's so that's why I'm careful with what I write now, because obviously a lot of the followers are foreign and they do not get it, and I don't want to come across as like I'm a nasty person or
but
something,
you know,
because
we
it's sense of humour.
people can always ask, "What do you mean?" And like
Mm.
when I made my remark to you, you were like, "What?" And then I
Get your
explained
toe down.
to you.
What's the matter? Hmm?
And
Yeah,
that's
it's
what they need to learn.
that's
They need to
true.
ask,
Yeah,
what is it about? Why are you saying this? Why are you saying this, that, or the other? And not just assume and then shut down. And that's
yeah.
probably when people, when they've been let down. Um, that's and it's like this circle, this ongoing circle. The moment that they've been let down and they don't trust people, and they don't verify it anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
they assume that they must have meant it the way it came across, which is
No,
of course
don't knock the phone. No,
observation.
not the phone, cat. Sorry, the cat's trying to rub against the phone. I think she likes you. She's going, yeah. Yeah, it's so that's why I sort of like doing my quotes, because a lot of people, even like the ones that don't who translate, they obviously, because when they see it, they can translate it to their languages, and I do get lovely messages saying thank you for today's quote, or thank you for that. It's really lifted me up, and it's nice to hear, because if I know I can do that just to one person every day, it's it's nice feeling,
Yeah,
nice
you
good
make
feeling,
difference for one person.
and
That's
it's
already one person.
I know it's not relevant to his pictures, but it's just how I see it. I just
Yeah, and what I got to see, and that's what I love, is you started putting text on there, and now I see other people doing the same thing.
yeah, I know.
Cool too. So
Yeah. So it's good. It's spreading. I'm spreading the love, support,
freezing.
and it's good to see. And it is good to see
Or
people
maybe
do
I
it.
am.
Yeah.
I've come to understand that when I see someone freezing, it might be me, actually. There you are again. You froze up.
Oh, have I? I know.
Did. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Yeah, anyway,
I suppose
yeah.
we better wrap it up.
We can talk on some more about trust next week, probably.
Yeah.
There's
Hopefully we'll get Anna. We'll get Anna on. Anna.
Yeah,
That's her
would be
name.
nice.
Yeah, Anna.
I also asked some other people to come on.
Yeah.
So it would be nice too. But going back to what I just said, the fact that you made all those that you put the text down. I've seen other people do the same thing. Also putting down their thoughts, and good things and good habits rub off on other people.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I've
we
noticed quite a few people that have started doing it since I've been doing it, and but it's good because it's giving them the passion to let out what and it's nice. It's good. I don't mind.
And it's it starts with one thing and leads to another. It's like at first I was like, okay, I can go live, but what if no one is going to watch? That's my first thought, of course. And then when I was going as a guest live 3 days a week, I was like, yeah, I want to do my own show. I want to do my own show. I want to do my what if no one's going to watch? And then at some point,
and then you've got me to join. Yay! Your little sidekick. Woohoo!
and then of course Michael came and he asked me to do a show with him on Mondays. So at first
So
I
it's
was like,
always
"Hey,
awkward on Mondays because you do it quite early on this
no,
time, and
no,
I.
we do it at the same time now. At first we did it earlier, and then we stopped doing it earlier.
What
Now
time are you going to start doing it on a Monday? On
same as
my
here.
time?
Yeah, same as here. This
What,
time.
midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be all right then. I can do that then. Yeah,
Yeah,
because otherwise I have Violet and it's a bit awkward
yeah.
with a
It's
grandchild
easier
running around.
now to do it later. It's way easier, and I can't explain that really to people, but you know. Uh,
Yeah.
but anyway, and I was like, okay, so how's this going to be different from what we are doing? But of course, Mike and I have one thing in common, which has to do with our physical capabilities. Uh,
Mm.
he's in a
He's in a
wheelchair.
wheelchair, isn't he?
He's in a wheelchair. Yeah, he
Mm.
was born with spina bifida, so open
Spina
back.
bifida, yeah.
Yeah, so certain vertebrae were
Yeah,
developed
my
very
cousin's
well.
little boy's got that
Yeah,
with a
so
hole in the back
yes,
and the spine.
exactly. Which of course leads to malfunction of certain nerves,
Yeah.
which are underdeveloped, and most of the time they can't walk or
Yeah,
anything at all.
he's fine at the moment because he's only 8 years old, so he's still quite active. But they said
Well,
eventually, when he's a teenager, it will start because obviously it does affect them as they get older. Some
well,
children suffer with it straight away, but he's been quite lucky so far. But
well, he might
mm,
remain in luck, you know.
yeah,
You never know. They said that Michael never would walk and talk. Well, he can do both. He doesn't like walking because it hurts.
mm,
Well, he gets fatigued pretty quickly, but he can do it.
yeah,
Uh, but of course, I know for some reason when I was growing up, I hang out with a friend who was in a wheelchair, and then of course later on I hang out with someone else who was in a wheelchair, and then I had to use the wheelchair. so, and I know what it's like not to be able to walk properly. You know, living in pain. You know all that stuff.
mm,
And of course, every day I celebrate, and uh, but that's the thing. We Mike and I usually talk about those things, and we try to make a little bit of fun of things, you know. But really get into that aspect of like, okay, so some things are different. Life can be very different for us. I mean, and hopefully you come on as a guest as well, because you know from experience with your late husband how those things work. Um, but it's nice to know that there's actually a difference, you know, between what you and me are doing and what him and I are doing. But just to think about it, that I almost didn't do it because I was like, what if no one is going to watch?
mm.
you know,
No,
uh,
that's right.
yeah.
Mm.
But I also came to understand that even if no one is watching, I'm still good at, you know, going. I shouldn't be trying to read it from the paper. You know, I've done it a couple of times last week and this week, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And I know it doesn't work with me. I'm far better doing things top of mind, maybe write down a couple of keywords, but I shouldn't be trying to read a statement out loud unless I'm actually physically reading it. You know, that's a whole different.
Mm.
But otherwise, it just distracts me. And that's you know when it comes to trust, uh, you know, if I hadn't done this, we wouldn't have been talking right now,
No,
and you wouldn't have been my sidekick.
no,
So,
mad, isn't it?
yeah, and it's nice, you know, because I also work with things you are writing down, and uh, well, I won't say I heavily rely on your stories, but actually I do. Of course, I've got loads of other stories too, but
Yeah.
you know, it's always nice to have a source, you know, for
Mm.
stories. But you know, I'm getting more and more stories with each day, And I do hear from a lot of people that they're actually watching afterwards. So that's good too.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that especially the stories we did about narcissistic partners, that made a lot of difference for a lot of people.
That's good.
And I hope that when it comes to trust, this will be the same thing too. I talked to my client, by the way, and his one answer was, "You need support." And yeah, I can't argue with that. Support
Mhm.
is what makes all the difference, and it's the lack of support which is actually killing people.
Yeah.
So, which drags them down because they feel like they're left all alone. So, and that's why it's so important to actually share what's on your mind. But I will say at the same time, knowing that people don't do it, that they are so, that all of us are so good at keeping to ourselves. And if people wonder about it, just ask you, "How are you doing?" And other people will say, "Fine, how are you?" It doesn't say anything about
No.
how you're doing. It's more like a formality. And so it's important that we reach out to other people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's really important. So yeah, you know, I guess that's the main thing. And also, if only just to, it can always be your last day. You don't know what's going to happen. So make sure that people know that you love them.
Oh
And
yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Always.
so,
Always tell my kids every day, every single day, and my granddaughter millions
yeah,
of times a day.
yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
always.
that's the most important thing. Make sure that you don't hold back what you want to share, and don't think that people know that you love them. Also, they
Yeah.
even if they should, because you keep telling them, just keep sharing it. It's that one day that you do not share it, and that you might regret it. So, well, I'm amazed that you have been around for so long, because I know that you are still recovering and you
Yeah.
are falling asleep right now.
Yeah. 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah. You must have been good on like for 2 hours of those 2 hours and 16
Yeah.
minutes. So,
Yeah.
okay, sweet dreams. And for those who have been watching, remember, take one step at a time. There's never a thing as too much trust. Um, you know, just be real about all the stuff, and just try and see what you can achieve. It might surprise you.
Yeah. Just keep positive and, live day by day and keep strength up, positivity. The best way you can step forward.
Yeah. Okay, guys, gals, we're going to see you next week, same time, same.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.